I just want to name two animated features of 2016 that are on Netflix now, and I realized surprised me so deeply in the best way, like in the most, God, heart-wrenching, soul-affecting kind of way. Like, I'm amazed I have to say this. And they're sequels. That's a kicker. That's a contributing kicker. Okay, from the mighty house of Pixar, we have Finding Dory. Now, Finding Nemo was a lovely movie. It was incredibly sad-natured and still very, very sweet and fun for kids. It was a very good film. I'm not really a fish person, so it's never really been my favorite Pixar movie. But I can admit that it was very exciting for the fact that it was just fish characters doing stuff. And what I respected about it was there was so much dialogue about, characters just deciding how to do things, logically or based on their own experiences. I don't know, I found that very interesting that it was so character-based. So it makes sense that they would want to do those things. Honestly, I had hoped animation would take the hint and just do, more care about their characters than stupid jokes, but, dreams die. So dead. Anyway, so when they made Finding Dory, I'm like, okay, sure, what can this be? At the time, I was kind of losing heart for Pixar. God, I remember what they were coming out with at that time. Anyway, so when I saw Finding Dory, I was absolutely stunned by how much I liked it. And how much, I don't know, I realized I can relate to Dory with, I myself am terrible at remembering things. I don't know, some say ADHD. Honestly, I think I just use that as an excuse to get Adderall, but yeah, I can honestly relate. Like when she got lost in the pipes, God, I know exactly how she felt when she felt all alone and scared and, she wanted people to help her, but, they had their own things going on. And gosh, she didn't want to be helpless, like she wanted to do things herself, but yeah. God, even through all that, she was still very spunky and innocent and, well, still really smart. But not too smart where it was obnoxious because she didn't really know what she was doing, but she owned that. Like, she owned it so strong. Like, oh my god, my favorite scene in that movie is the big climax. Where, she's doing everything right. Everything's getting done with the help of all her friends and family. Everything's going right. But it's like, no, Dory wants to do something bigger. Just because she can. Just because she has the opportunity to do something big. It wasn't highlighted in the beginning. It doesn't really make sense. But you know what? It was epic. It was great. Okay, spoiler alert. She and her new octopus friend hijack a car full of fish that they were going to send to an aquarium. Oh my god. Did they need to do that? No, they actually had a really refreshing point of where the octopus wanted to stay in the tank. Like, octopuses really do like to, they're smart enough to, like, get through tanks and go through houses, and, I mean, not houses, like, aquariums and stuff like that. Like, they're clever little spies. God, that octopus was animated beautifully. Anyway, they just decided, my tentacles are like arms. I got some brakes. Let's do this. It's way out of left field, but you know what? It's fun. It's exciting. And it doesn't totally rear off the path where, yeah, it just, I don't know, it was so crazy, but not in the way that, okay, the animators don't know what to do next. It kind of just builds up where, Dory realized she did something incredible, and she wants to just stay on that train. She wants to ride that ball. And unlike, I don't know, some other kind of movies like Despicable Me, where it gets to an obnoxious point where they're, they got this firecracker, and they just want to add more firecrackers and put some icing and cherry on top. No. No, this was climbing Everest, getting to the top, and screaming because suddenly a waterfall came on, and that just makes sense because it's all beautiful and, yeah, God. And yet still, despite all this great excitement, Finding Dory humbled me by being so depressing and having such a somber mood. God, because, yes, even though in Finding Nemo there was this great conflict between father and son of being separated, there were so many scenes where Dory was absolutely alone. Just spiritually, emotionally, had to just be alone, and she had to deal with that being alone. And even if it was only for a few minutes, they were strong minutes. God. Finding Dory, you give me hope for life. Thank you. And the last great thing, the other movie that surprised me, maybe the last great thing that DreamWorks will ever make. Kung Fu Panda 3. Those words being said aggravate me. Kung Fu Panda 3. 3. Like, you know what? Kung Fu Panda, it owns its silly premise and does more. It's gorgeously animated. I mean, the first one was just very, very nice. The second one, step up. But this third one, God, I think they were just showing off. Like, when I was in the theater, I was just yelling to my friends, oh my God, they were just showing off with, like, all these, God, these mixed styles and scenes, and yet they all encompass and come together, and it just, oh God, eye candy. Oh, my, not eye candy, like, just delicious cuisine. Oh, it was great to look at. But then the part that my favorite part of the Kung Fu Panda franchise. I mean, the action's nice, but I'm not huge on action. It's really cool that they encompass the animals like, body types differently, like, tiny mantis, the giant crane, the snake that doesn't have arms but still can whip you, and not just be a whip, but she has some stuff to her. God, that was all fun and interesting. But no, what really my favorite part has always been Po, the panda character, and his goose father, and their twisted and hilarious relationship. Po is basically that theater nerd dude who hasn't moved out of his dad's basement yet, and his dad loves him and nurtures him while also guilt trips him. And they're just so close and it's so cute and funny, and I love it. And then for this third one to have, the real father, the biological father, has come in, and he's more like Po than you'll ever be. It's like, God, Goose Daddy was so jealous, and it was so cute. God, and, Po's real dad, well, biological dad, Po's other dad was so insecure and sweet, and oh, God. They really highlighted that he was alone at some parts, too, and his sadness while still being a really goofy, loving character was just really, really nice. Oh, God. I mean, at the time, I had a friend who was kind of mad at the villain for never being mentioned before. It's like, okay, now they just decided to do a Kung Fu Panda 3 to keep this franchise money rolling. But no, I didn't care about the villain so much because what, the characters were dealing with family-wise, friend-wise. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, the big climax where everyone they knew was turning into little jade zombie rocks. That was scary, man. It's like, oh God. And spoiler alert, at one point, Po is dead, and his friends have to try to use just the energy of their love to bring him back from the afterlife. I don't know anything about Chinese mythology, but oh my God, was this weird and crazy, and I loved it. God, it looks stunning. It made sense with the world that they were living in because it's a world of talking animals. And oh my goodness! Like, Zootopia kept talking about how special they were for finally being anthropomorphic and all that. But I feel like people forget Kung Fu Panda's anthropomorphic too. I mean, no, they're not really in a modern age where everyone's got cell phones and cars and all that, but still, we got like, sheeps and ducks and pigs, running farms and cooking noodles and getting action figures, and it's all so cute. God. And the fact that this movie loves food and loves eating is really nice too. Now I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat something after this. But oh my goodness, like, sequels from really old movies, from even when I was a kid, like, God, there's like a 10 years difference between when the original movie came out to now, I think. I'm rounding it up, honestly, but still, just the fact that they actually got better is so nice. I mean, there have been so many other animated movies in the last 10 years where kind of lazy and not trying. Honestly, I just remember a lot of Minions just encompassing children, and there always being another one, and another one, and a technical spin-off of another one. I hate Minions. But to know that there is a break and people actually care about animating something beautifully and telling a good story with characters I can care about, it's nice. It is 2017. The future of animation doesn't look bright, but this is just one year. 2016 was a strong and mesmerizing year of, new remakes, old. It had a lot of stuff, but it was consistently pretty good. Yeah, I liked it. 2016 was good. I'm happy I can rewatch Finding Dory. I am. I'm happy I can rewatch Kung Fu Panda 3 on Netflix. I hope they don't get taken off anytime soon. Maybe I'll buy them just in case, but I'm just so happy that they're there for me to rewatch and still enjoy. It's a nice feeling. Hmm. Oh, Dreamworks. After what you've done with Baby Boss and Trolls, you could die now, I don't care. There are other animation companies, I don't care as much. But no, Pixar, even though you're ripping off the Book of Life movie, let's see what you do anyway. Yeah, so even though these two companies, before and after, didn't give me much faith in anything, you did something magical like I always thought you could. And thank you for that. I hold my excitement and hope in because I know they're going to be crushed sometime soon, but still, there's that little rock of glimmer. I mean, there's that little glimmering rock in the back of my head that says, maybe. Maybe. Okay, I love you. Bye bye.